Okay, good morning class. Okay, we went through this morning session. Welcome back again. We went through this morning session, right? We did some minor ice breaking, okay, because we know each other within the company, right? So we have some supervisor, we have some engineer, and some department heads, okay? Right. So this morning we already decided or pre-arranged yourself, right? So this is group A, group 1 or group A, you call yourself. This is group 2, right? And during the session, when we break up for groups, you already went through how to identify the hazard and risk definition. All right, so the handout actually earlier before the lesson already print out for you, right? So you can use it as a reference later. Okay. Right, so for this risk assessment session, again, I want to stress, okay, the overview over here we shared this morning. Okay, now I'll do a recap, okay, on the ground rules. And this morning we also went through the risk and hazard definition. We are going to do a recap again. And for path forward, over here, as of now, we will do a importance of risk assessment, the component of risk assessment, what risk assessment consists of, okay? And also, you need to develop a simple risk assessment, okay? Don't worry, it's a good discussion, again, group A, group B, okay? It's just only a one-liner, okay? Because the importance of this risk assessment about this training actually is awareness training, all right? Because you guys need to be aware of it, and later when you go back to your work area, you know exactly what we are looking at. Okay, then we'll do a debrief, then the learner's outcome, we will do a recap also. All right? Okay, ground rules. This morning, we mentioned it, now we do a recap. Encourage participation, right? Ask question, okay? We also say, any question asked will be stay within these 4 walls. All right. Require participant to sit in different place. So later during the group discussion, maybe Sabrina may need to shift a bit, right? And also Shirley you need to shift a bit in order to accommodate, okay, the group discussion. See how we can put it in place. And question, all are welcome. All right. Any questions so far? Okay, also we do a recap on hazard and risk definitions. If you look at your handout, it's already there, right? So I just want to stress again, hazard means anything with the potential to cause bodily injury and includes any physical, chemical, biological, mechanical, electrical, or economic hazards, okay? And risk, okay, is a likelihood that the hazard will cause a specific bodily injury to any person. Right, so basically, if you know that there's a hazard and you are not going to address it, or you deliberately go for it, you know there's a hazard down there, you are putting yourself at risk. Right, so basically it's about behavior issue. Right, and also because of an action, we talk about unsafe act. Okay, learners outcome for this segment. Okay, you should be able to recognize at least one hazard, okay, related to your office space. And also, by end of this session, you should be able to demonstrate, okay, in preparing a simple risk assessment. Okay, this is the key thing of risk assessment, importance of risk assessment. Okay, so from now onward, I'll talk about RA. RA is a communication. Conducting a RA, why is it important? Actually, it's to evaluate the probability and consequence of injury or illness arises from exposure to the identified, that means you already know, all right, hazards, and determine the appropriate measures to control it. Okay? Again, who, when, and where should RA be applied. Okay, this is based on WSH Regulation 2006. Okay. Sheila, don't mind, can you read for me the first line? Who's supposed to apply the RA?
The employer,
Right?
self-employed person, principal, conduct the RA.
Conduct, yes, continue.
In relation to the health and safety risks posed to any person who may be affected by undertaking the workplace.
Okay, thank you. I observe you are quite tired. Are you okay? You almost doze off. You have to wash your face. You have pressure out yourself. Okay, if you're not feeling well, let me know. Right? If you're not feeling well, let me know. Okay, maybe Krista can read for me the second line. Where?
In every workplace means any premises where a person is at work or is to work, for the time being works or customarily works, and includes the factory.
Okay. You all can understand this line? Yeah. Okay. In general, everywhere, also called in every workplace, okay, where a person is at work. Okay. So if you are in classroom, example, you are outside training in IAL, or in any training center, okay, the employer, that means the principal, the owner building, okay, the owner building or the center boss, we call it, okay, is reliable, okay, to make sure it's safe for you to attend the training within the premises. Because when you attend the training, actually you are also at work because you are learning. Alright? Mohan, third line.
When RA shall be carried out and this control measures shall be implemented before any new work commences.
Okay, thank you. Okay, before any work commences. Okay, Sheila,
Yes,
are you okay?
yes,
Can you repeat my last line?
before any work commences.
Okay, why before any work commences?
Because after the work commences, your externals are done.
Okay, fair enough. Right, so we know that sometimes if you are not aware of risk assessment, example, you already started to work and you don't know that whether is there a risk assessment developed for your task and activity or your job scope. So now when you come to your consensus, you want to develop a risk assessment. Is it too late? Yes or no? Yes, yes, no? Serena, yes or no?
Sorry, what was the question?
Okay, never mind. If you don't know, it's okay. Somebody may do it for you before you join the company. Alright, so when you leave this classroom, you go back to your department, you should check with your department heads or your senior whether is there a risk assessment developed for you or for your colleague or for the office. If not, then I think we should influence them to develop one. Okay, right? Shirley, sorry, Sheila, I see that you're quite tired. You have a question yourself? No? Are you okay?
Yes.
Then we can continue on. Okay, if not, let me know. If you're not feeling well, excuse me, you're not feeling well, feel free to visit the clinic. Lesson, anyway, is internal training. We can manage ourselves. Okay? Any questions so far? Alright. Okay, component of risk assessment. Of course, when you have to do a risk assessment, you need a team. You cannot do it individually, right? Because in the office, you got colleagues. What you see may not what they see, or what they know, you may not know. Alright. So RA team is responsible, okay, to conduct RA within your scope defined by RM or RA team. So today we are here to understand what is risk assessment, so we call ourselves a RA team. Right, RM is risk management. Okay, risk management, if you look at the bottom over here, which is I think also at your handout. Okay, risk management team actually is talking about our bosses, our director, our CEO or COO. Okay, they are the one responsible, okay, to implement this assessment. Actually, they are the driver to drive the program, drive the initiative. Okay, so they will drive the company, they'll form a team, and this team will do the hazard identification. Okay, so after you identify your hazard, you need to evaluate. Okay, you need to evaluate the risk level, because if you trip and fall, you may break your arm, or you may have only bruises. Right? So what is the risk we are talking about? The risk level. Then, if you know that you trip and fall, you may break your arm. What is the risk control? How are you going to control it? How are you going to control? Don't walk. Can I sit or I use wheelchair? Right? It's a joke, right? So you anyways you need to walk. Right? So once you've got a control, you need to implement. You need to implement your risk assessment. Okay? Okay, hazard identification. Anything, any source or any situation, okay, with the potential to cause bodily injury or ill health. Now we add in ill health. You may do something, it may be affect your health, your body internally, right? At this moment, we are talking about acute and chronic effect. Like long term, touch wood, you may develop lung cancer. If you smell too many fumes, too many dust. Okay. Short term, acute, you may have suffered from cough. EYPI is very prone now, right? Because of weather. Okay, so we include ill health. Okay, so now we are going to do a video screening. Okay, you watch the video. Okay, it takes about 2 minutes 46 seconds, and your video will show you, okay, hazards, unsafe act and condition. So after the video, okay, randomly I will ask you, then you tell me what hazard have you identified through the video. Okay? Alright? There's no communication now, only some music. Okay? I see some of y'all start laughing, smiling. Looks familiar, right?
Yeah, are you sure this is a safe place to work?
Well, you tell me. That's why I think you are here for the reason. Okay? Krista? Based on the video, can you share with me one hazard you identified?
The guy, no, the biscuit and the jerk, very close.
Yeah, okay. Right, so that's part of the hazard. Okay, food and chemical together. Potentially, your spill over will be contaminated. Okay, so you may want to start thinking about the consequence of having such exposure. Mohan, how about you?
I observed there was a loose cable on the floor.
Okay, loose cable.
Tripping hazard.
Yes, very good. Sabrina?
Give the password.
Wow, security, password. Okay, it's just only an office password, but it may link to something else, right? How about Shirley?
There's like some power leaning on the fire extinguisher.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it hang their power.
Correct. Okay, all these are unsafe act. People use the towel just throw down there, and if the towel is wet, okay, long run extinguisher may get rusty. Okay, so when you want to use the extinguisher, you trigger it, the whole nozzle will puncture, will give way. Right? You know?
The company will be fine because the emergency exit is blocked.
Very good. Okay, very good. Because emergency exit save life, it's just only a simple door. Right? And Sheila?
The guy kept stacking on the boxes again.
Mm-hmm. Okay? Right, using a chair or using a ladder without second person hold the ladder also quite risky. Right? In the industry, there are people who fall from A-frame ladder, we call this A-frame ladder, fall on the back and paralyzed. Right? Simple as that. Okay? Good, I think you all identified most of the hazards. There are more. Okay? Okay, now you know the hazard and risk, right? You need to do an evaluation. Okay, in your handout, you can look at it. Okay, so a metric is to classify risk category. All right, for consequence control and severity. All right, control the severity and likelihood level as the two factors determine the risk. Okay, so outside or so-called in the ministry, there are a lot of metrics. Okay, so right here, since we are starter, okay, we'll adopt this 3x3 matrix. Okay, don't be surprised your department is using 5x5. Alright, don't be surprised, okay. How we read this risk metric? If let's say just now we're talking about tripping hazard from Wuhan, right? So tripping hazard, what is the severity? Is it minor fall, or the fall can result in moderate injury or major injury? Just now I said that using a ladder can cause a person to paralyze. If you break your spinal cord, it will be major, right? So now we go to likelihood. Okay, so whether the fall is remote or the tripping hazard is occasionally, or perhaps maybe our colleague always trip over open drawer, right? Just saw the open drawer, right? Always frequently trip over. So from here, right? So we can say that if let's say this person trip over a cable cord, right? The injury may be moderate, the severity, right? Okay, so what is the likelihood? Is it always trip over, or once a while we look at our track record in the company quite seldom, or always got people trip over from cable cord? So this is where we see this. Okay, right? Control. Okay, how we control the risk or hazard. Okay, basically this is a hierarchy. either we eliminate the hazard or we substitute. This case, we need to do some engineering and administrative, means breathing or attendant, right? And PPE, if you are working in office, I don't think you require personal PPE. Okay? So once you complete your RA, you need to be approved. Okay, to be approved. Okay, so the department head, the manager or the work area in charge need to approve it. And of course, when you approve, you implement it, you need to communicate to the person involved. Alright? And of course, you need to keep a record for at least 3 years. Okay? Right? So over here, okay, there's a handout. Okay, this is a sample of risk assessment. Okay, so some of the risks you already identified just now, and also in your handout. Okay, so you can take a look. I also have highlighted the hierarchy of control in red. All right. Okay, so group discussion. Okay, 3 persons in a group this morning were informed. Okay, then I will give out this A1 paper, which is your flip chart, a template for you to do your risk assessment. Okay, you need to only identify one. Okay, and you need to input the possible accident, ill health, or person, and identify the risk. You read about the risk matrix, right? And the control based on just now the pyramid, right? So after your write up, your group leader, which is over here, is Kim Yao. Over here, as earlier just now we mentioned, is Mohan. You will come up and share your RA. All right? Okay. Okay. So you can do at least one. You want to look at it. Alright, so you need to input on 1D, 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D. Yeah, just do one line, alright? Just to get familiarized with it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think Mohan got it. Right. Okay, for risk assessment, you don't need to write long sentence, short and sharp to the point. Okay, the main thing is the key point.
Only one.
Yeah, one line. Give you super fast. Okay, you can put it up. Okay, good. Maybe I take a seat first. Your colleague over here not ready yet.
Major, medium.
it treat the whole company, right?
Just put inspection. Just put inspection. Yeah. Just put area and maintenance.
Okay, I think you are complete. So far, so good. All right. So perhaps maybe group 2, is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
group
Tina is ready. You want to share with us? Okay.
Yeah, we are taking number 3, ascending and descending from steps, and then the hazards are missteps and slip and fall. So potential accident is a fall. Then because due to the wet steps, right, we can get the existing control is the cleaner can clean it. This severity is moderate, and the chances of happening is quite remote. We don't see people falling every time. Then based on the 3x3 is low, the risk level. Any additional risk measure currently no, and we apply to all staff. Risk level is low based on that level that is given by the metrics.
Okay, good. Thank you. You may take a seat. Any sharing from here? Okay. If not, then okay, you can present yours. Just overlap it.
So what we have chosen is usually we see this operating electrical appliances. Normally we see when you go type of say then non-approved appliances may give you electric shock as a risk. Then existing control is to remove all those not allowed. Then come to risk evaluation, severity always measure because electricity may kill the person. The likelihood is removed. Normally we don't allow that. Otherwise the thing will chip. The risk level measure remote that comes up with the medium. Then what is additional control? We have is inspection. Then when we do the inspection, who is doing that is maintenance team. And when we do that right, it become low.
Okay, thank you. Right. So basically, you guys already got the essence. Right. I think not much a problem. We just need to practice more. Guys, actually, you have demonstrated. Right. So there are other 3 scenario. Okay. So perhaps I will show you the suggested answer. Okay, over here you can see that these are the 4 items which we said just now, which we went through the exercise. Okay, okay. So over here, this one I will send out email and print a handout to you, and when you go back, you can refer to it and improve yourself.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So, what have you learned through this activity?
Identify risks and
Yes.
how to mitigate them.
All right, very good. How about Krista? You have learned identify hazard, right? And how to mitigate it to prevent incident. All right. So what will you do differently now when you go back to your office?
I will check our place,
Okay.
check whether
Good.
there's a risk assessment
Right.
being done
Okay. And where else can you apply this knowledge and skill?
at home.
Very well. Holiday, right? When you check in hotel, all this you can use it. Okay. So to recap your learning outcome, you're already able to identify at least one hazard. All right. And you already demonstrated. Okay. By looking at the flip chart, well done. Okay. Any question? All right. If not, thank you. That's all. And one more last slide. If you need any information, you go to the MOM website for reference. Okay? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.